All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-03383. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Jessica Araquin. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson, people.
Ms. Robinson.
Erin Robinson, Assistant Public Defender for Ms. Aragon.
And ma'am, you are Jessica Araquin? Aragon, thank you. This is the time set for a preliminary examination in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. The complaining witness in this matter was subpoenaed at his last known address. The people have had contact with him. However, he has indicated that he doesn't wish to participate. We cannot proceed at this time without his participation. I expect a motion from the defense.
Okay, so he was subpoenaed, you've had contact with him, and he didn't answer the subpoena.
That's correct.
We would make a motion to dismiss, Judge.
Thank you. All right, so we didn't tell, who prints that?
When just does.
Okay. All right. So I'll be in possession of.
Sorry, Judge.
No worries. I'll be in possession of the nollie process at the defense's request concerning 24-03383. Ms. Araquin, what this means is the people are moving to dismiss the case. This will be dismissed without prejudice, which means they could reissue if they choose to, but realistically, for our purposes today, the case is dismissed. All right, and I'll wait for that. I can hear it, but just because I can hear the printer doesn't mean the printer's working.
That's very true.
Yeah, that's right. Because I've heard the printer, and then we have a lot of problems with our printer.
Sometimes it might be a ghost just playing with you.
Yes. We just blame Wendy because she's not here. That's what we do.
I'm gonna tell her that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna tell her that on Monday.
I've told her that. You can supplement that. You can confirm that we just blame whoever's not here because they can't defend themselves. All right. I'm in possession of the nollie process 24-03383. I'm signing at the request of defense. You should be all set, man. Thank you for your appearance today.
So just go for the.
Yeah.
Are you on a tether?
No.
No. It's my first time ever committing a crime. Thank you.
And never ready on Shaw Reed.
All right. Shaw Reed.
I think we held some dog tickets for him in abeyance as well to see if there was an appearance today.
Right. Did you do anything on those, or those were pre-trial earlier?
Those were pre-trials. We were just gonna ask to reset those for compliance.
All right. All right, so let's call the prelim docket 24-03436. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Jonathan Shaw Reed. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Robinson.
Erin Robinson, Assistant Public Defender for Shaw Reed.
This is the time set for preliminary examination in the matter. And sir, you are Jonathan Shaw Reed, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This is the time set for a preliminary examination. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. The complaining witness in this matter was subpoenaed at her last known address. The people have made multiple attempts to contact her to no avail. We cannot proceed without her participation. I expect a motion from the defense.
And we would make a motion to dismiss, Judge.
All right. And CV, the complaining victim was subpoenaed and did not answer the subpoena today. And you've been in contact with them, is that correct?
We've not been in contact with her. We've made multiple attempts, but she's not responded.
All right. So I'll be in possession of the nollie process, thank you, Megan, on docket 24-03436. At the request of people are unable to proceed. So at the request of the defendant, I'll sign the motion to dismiss without prejudice, which means that people could reissue if they choose to, but realistically, for our purposes today, the case is dismissed. You did not have a tether, sir, is that correct?
No,
all right, all right. So I will place the nollie process in the file. Anything else for the record in 24-03436, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people.
Ms. Robinson.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, we're all set today. Thank you for your appearance today.
Yes, sir.
Oh, let's reset.
Yeah, don't go yet.
Yeah,
You
let's
guys do stuff. No, stay here.
Okay.
So we're on the record, and this is we're on the record in docket 2401-263 and 2401-264. These were pre-trials that were set along with the prelim. Appearances for the record, Ms. Wilson,
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Robinson.
Karen Robinson, Assistant Public Defender for Mr. Shaw Reed.
All right, this is the time set for a prelim. We rescheduled the pre-trial. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding on these pre-trials?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe we're going to be requesting a new pretrial date in order for Mr. Shaw Reed to get in compliance.
And is that a fair statement, Ms. Robinson?
It is, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to indicate that D showed at prelim. And we will reschedule for compliance. Usually about 30 days,
Yeah,
right?
That's fine.
So D showed at prelim and reschedule.
January 7th and 9 a.m.
Thank you. January 7th at 9. All right, so Mr. Shaw Reed, we've rescheduled both of these for compliance purposes and set them for January 7th at 9 a.m. Do you have any questions concerning the reschedule?
No, I had talked to the prosecuting attorney on the dog.
You don't want to talk about the facts of the case or
Okay.
anything like that. You can ask me those questions outside.
Yeah, and any paperwork concerning the dog, let Ms. Robinson know and she'll forward it to
Will
Ms.
do.
Wilson, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anything else for the record in 2401-264 or 263, Ms. Wilson?
Have the people.
Ms. Robinson.
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Shaw Reed, you're all set.
Thank you very much, sir.
Just stand outside for a second. I'll talk to you, okay?
Alrighty. Thank you.
We're writing on Jerome.
Hello, Danielle.
Yes.
Schroeder, how are you?
I am well, Your Honor. Yourself?
Pretty good.
All right.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 2403278. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Danielle Giroux. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Schroeder.
Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Ms. Bureau, who is present and standing to my right.
And ma'am, you are Danielle Giroux? All right, thank you. This is the time set for preliminary examination. Ms. Wilson, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that Mr. O will be waiving her right to an exam within 21 days in order to be screened for the 54B drug court.
And is that a fair statement, Ms. Schroeder?
It is, Your Honor, and in fact, she has already been in contact as of yesterday with their coordinator, and they're already getting the paperwork filled out. So yes,
All right, so may I inquire of Ms. Giroux of her waiver of the 21-day rule?
you may, Your Honor.
Ms. Giroux, you understand you have a right to a preliminary examination within 21 days of your date of arraignment. A preliminary examination is a probable cause hearing in which the people would have to prove by probable cause evidence that a crime has been committed and the identity of the person who committed that crime. You are represented today by attorney Aaron Schroeder, and she would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan at the preliminary examination. It is my understanding it is your wish to waive your right to a preliminary examination only within that 21-day period. You wouldn't be waiving your right to a prelim in general. And so that we can look at the specialty court and get application for the specialty court. Is it your wish today to waive your right to a prelim within 21 days? Okay. Ms. Wilson, the people also waive their right to a prelim within 21 days.
We do, Your Honor. Thank
All
you.
right. I find the waiver of the 21-day rule to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. How long are we? Because the specialty court takes some time.
If we could maybe set another PCC 30 days out.
Is that a fair statement?
Yes, Your Honor, I am not sure the timeline for 54B. They kind of operate in their own
Yes.
area with
Right.
regard to their specialty courts, but I do know the paperwork has been started, so I'd say 30 days.
All right, I think that's fair. So let's set it for PCC,
January 10th at 8:30.
January 10th at 8:30 for PCC. And then I'll put here for specialty court status. Anything else for the record in docket 2403-278, Ms. Wilson,
Not for the people.
Ms. Schroeder?
Not the defense.
All right, Ms. Schroeder, I believe she gets notice of that. You'll get notice for that January 10th date from my court officer. That's all for the record. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Your Honor. So you know.
Thank you.
Used to seeing David in Ohio State red coat.
Well, I love that his mask like matched the rest.
Well,
of
we
it.
have the afternoon, we have that the
Oh, that's you
Christmas,
right,
so he's dressed festively, but he is wearing Ohio State colors, and I don't know.
I don't think he knows that.
I don't think, well,
Because I don't think he's an Ohio State fan.
because he's a big U of M fan, I know
Yeah,
that.
that's it.
Yeah, and we're gonna do the waiver.
Okay.
To get the 2-year.
We're ready on Willis.
Right.
Mr. Lewis, you want to come up here?
All right, so we're on the record in docket 2403-130. That's People of the State of Michigan versus Sincere Willis. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson,
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Schroeder.
And Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Mr. Willis, who is present and standing to my right.
And sir, you are Sincere Willis, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is the time set for preliminary examination. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that the defendant will be unconditionally waiving his rights for preliminary exam. And the people would also be unconditionally waiving their right to a preliminary exam. And we would request that the case be bound over on an added count 2 of a resisting and obstructing. That is a 2-year and or 2000, and the people would be moving to dismiss count 1.
And that's the regular RNO. Is
That's
that
correct.
Okay. So let me make sure I have that on the, so there would be a added count 2 of resisting and obstructing. That is the 2-year and or $2,000.
That's correct.
And we're not binding over on count 1.
That's correct.
Is that a fair statement, Ms. Robinson? My understanding is the defendant is prepared to waive the preliminary examination, that count 1 is being dismissed, and we're adding a count 2 of resisting and obstructing.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Oh, Ms. Schroeder.
Ms. Schroeder, that's okay. Yeah, there are far worse people in this world to be confused for. And I know it's the first name, but yes, Your Honor, it is our understanding that we're doing the waiver here today, and we'll be waiving over an added count 2 of the resisting obstructing, and there would be a non-bind over dismissal of the original count 1.
All right. All right, Ms. Schroeder, may I inquire of Mr. Willis of his waiver?
You may, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Willis, do you understand you have a right to a preliminary examination today? A preliminary examination is a probable cause hearing in which people would have to prove by probable cause evidence that a crime has been committed and the identity of the person who committed that crime. You are represented today by Attorney Aaron Schroeder, and she would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. It is my understanding it is your wish today to waive your right to preliminary examination with the following, what's been placed on the record. The people are going to add a count 2 of resisting and obstructing. That's 2 years and $2,000, and dismissing the original count 1. Is it my understanding it is your wish to waive your right to a preliminary examination?
Right, Your Honor.
And Ms. Wilson, people also, as indicated, are waiving their right to a preliminary examination.
We do, Your Honor. Thank
All
you.
right. I will provide the So I find the waiver of the preliminary examination to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. And I'll provide the documentation.
Find that pen. Thank you. And you're reading that, right? You understand the number of circuit court from the charges of complaint, or as in this case, it would be as amended, meaning they added a charge and dismissed a charge. Okay, any questions? Here, and I'm gonna ask you to sign in a second. I don't know where they got this set up. Sorry, right here.
Thank you, Megan. I'm in possession of the bind over documentation signed by all parties. I'm going to indicate that the examination was waived on today's date, which is December 6th, 2024. Anything before I sign the bind over documentation, Ms. Wilson?
Not for the people, thank
Ms.
you.
Schroeder.
Now for the defense, thank you.
All right. I'm going to sign the bind over documentation. So, Mr. Willis, your time in district court is done. You'll be on to circuit court where you'll get your next date to appear in circuit court from your attorney, Ms. Schroeder. Generally, there's a waiver of the original arraignment, but you'll get it from, we don't give you that here in district court. So you'll get that from Ms. Schroeder. All right, sir? And that'll be over at the Veterans Memorial Court.
I'm telling you. Then we'll talk about the hallway in a second.
All right, I've signed the bind over documentation. Mr. Willis, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Schroeder.
Let me just grab my, what is this? Oh, someone left the pen. Yeah, that's why I was looking around to make sure I hadn't left anything.
Ms. Wilson, we were due a
Like when-
normal
Yes, yes, we were.
docket. We were due
All right.
normal docket. Thank you, Ms. Schroeder.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. I was just telling Megan that because we've had a busy weekend. We had a jury trial right in the middle of it. So,
Oh, yeah, you guys did on a
Yeah.
trespass.
so Megan's like, I'm not kidding. I'm tired today. I'm tired. I'm like, yeah, I bet you are tired. So,
Yeah, when I was emailing Wendy about something else and she was like, I'm in the middle of a jury trial on a trespass.
and as it turned out, it really wasn't about a trespass. It was about a mental health issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. And that's why, I mean, and I think the jury, you could see the
Yeah.
jury get it, like,
No,
oh, they're like, oh.
Was it a not guilty then?
It was a guilty.
Okay.
And about, yeah, it was fast. It was
Well,
about,
as soon
I
as
think
they
it's
started making their
It's a
opening.
trespass. It shouldn't take that
yeah,
long.
it's pretty all or nothing kind of
Yeah.
thing. And
Either
she
happened or
actually
didn't.
told the officer, and then we've got it on she's like, okay, arrest me. You know, like, oh,
Yeah, they
and he
played
was,
the body
he
cam footage.
he probably broke a lot of rules for security purposes, but he was the nicest guy on the face. He couldn't have been nicer to her. He actually told her, you know, you don't have to get arrested today.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to do this. And, yeah, right. And her response is, no, do your job. Like, okay.
All right.
So if anything, I felt, well, they're going to feel really bad for
Yeah.
her
Mhm.
but they came back
Yeah.
I think they were out at 4:45. I mean, it was like 10 minutes.
I didn't leave till like 5:15. I think they came to a verdict right at 5:00.
Right. So it wasn't long.
Yeah.
But it definitely you start saying like, oh, I see why we're here.
Yeah.
She's just not going to take anything.
Mhm.
It's everybody's got to do.
Mhm.
So she's off to probation now. So,
Okay.
you know what? I mean, they've got to, and she's going to be evaluated. So,
What really made me laugh in the body cam footage though was when he handcuffed her and she was complaining about his cuffs. And he goes, "Yeah, well, they don't pay me enough to buy new ones."
yeah, he said that on his body cam. He says, I thought it was pretty funny.
I think it's funny,
And then she had public defender John Lee,
Mhm.
who is, we are frustrated with him at times because he's slow.
He's so slow.
He's a pretty slow guy, but it's exactly what she needed.
Yeah.
Because she needed a lot of hand holding, and he's just the guy to handle.
Yeah.
He didn't raise his voice. He never got angry.
Mhm.
And that's what she needed, because as soon as you escalate,
Yeah.
she will meet it.
Yeah.
That's her thing, you know, and so between everybody, we were all here, you know, just like making sure that she didn't get mad. You
Yeah.
know?
If there's anything that
Which,
John
because
Lee
I
is
see a
good at.
misdemeanor and a felony.
It's
She was a trespass city.
Oh, no, she
Or-
sent an email, so I was trying to see
okay.
which one.
24 02750 FY.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.